Most business content is built to attract, right? Very little of it is built to reduce hesitation. And that really matters because hesitation is really often the real reason a deal doesn't happen. I'm Matthew Pearce, and from this little corner of the tiki bar, I want to talk about a category of content most businesses are underusing. Hesitation reduction content. This is content for the moment when a buyer is leaning towards a yes, but they're still just a little unsure. They're not unaware, they're not convinced, they're just uncertain. And uncertain buyers usually, they don't say much. They don't always object. A lot of times they just disappear. They stall, sometimes they ghost, and if your channel doesn't help them through that moment, you leave that decision alone in their head with all those doubts. So what kind of videos actually help here? Well, one type is the what could go wrong video. A serious buyer isn't only asking, is this good? They're really asking, what's the version of this where I regret this decision? That's the real fear. So when you speak honestly about bad fit scenarios, mistakes that people make, or common frustrations, you reduce hidden risk. And interestingly, that kind of honesty usually increases trust because now the buyer feels like they're hearing from somebody who's real. So the second type is the what this actually looks like video. Retail buyers hesitate when they don't understand the product. If they can't instantly see what it does for them, they just move on. Your video's job here is really simple. It's make the value obvious and fast because confusion creates hesitation. The more fog there is, the harder the decisions become. A clear walkthrough demo, an explanation video can remove a huge amount of uncertainty. It doesn't really need to be flashy. It just needs to make the unknown feel understandable. The third type is the how we're different video, and more importantly, where we're not. A lot of business comparison content feels too polished, too one-sided. Buyers feel that immediately. A stronger approach is honesty. Here's where it's a great fit, and here's where another option might make a little bit more sense. That kind of clarity builds trust fast because it feels like guidance, not a pitch. The fourth type is the questions you should ask video. And this is a strong one. It gives buyers a framework, not just for choosing you, for choosing anyone. What should they verify? What separates a serious provider from a weak one? That positions you as a guide and quietly raises the standard for everyone else they're comparing you against. The fifth type is the cost of waiting video. This isn't about pressure, it's about honesty. What actually happens if the problem keeps getting delayed? What gets harder later? A lot of buyers need help understanding that inaction has a cost too. And the sixth and final type is the one that almost nobody makes. It's the after decision video. What happens next? What does the first month feel like? What surprises people? What do clients wish they understood earlier? This kind of content is really incredibly effective because it removes the fog around the after yes. And that fog is often the final layer of hesitation. Now, here's something important. These videos are not just built to go viral. That really isn't their job. They're built to show up at the exact moment a serious buyer is doing their final homework. Usually quietly, usually privately, often late at night. So the view counts, they might look modest. The business value, that might not be modest at all. One hesitation reduction video can move more revenue than a stack of higher view awareness content. And honestly, most of the material probably already exists. It's the sales calls, the objections you hear, the support questions, the buyer concerns. You're not inventing new content. You're turning real friction into videos that future buyers can find before they reach out. And there's one more benefit. These videos change the sales conversation itself. Buyers show up, they show up better informed, less defensive, more aligned, and they learn how you actually work. That is huge leverage, right? Most companies are not using this. I'm Matthew Pearce, and here we keep coming back to one question: how does this help to grow the business? Because buyers don't always need to be more excited. A lot of times, they just need to be reassured.